Hey guys, into the end here. Let's jump into a game. You may have noticed that my videos this time around is recorded at different dates. Judging from my rank, you can see that it jumps up and down quite a bit between videos. And that is because I am actually going to cherry pick the videos a little bit. Instead of showing you 4 or 5 straight games, I'm going to show you games that I think are representative of how the deck does, both in terms of its strength and its weaknesses. So it's not going to be just games where I win. So this hand is no good. I don't even have the shadow to play any of my cards, or all the shadow cards, and we have a 7-drop. This is it's like the last hand. It's the same two sigils. Cannot play turn 1 sabotage, but it's much better because we have find a way. We can. Oh dear, we need to draw a torch. Oh, we do not draw a torch. So this is problematic. We don't have a removal spell for this into turn 4. So unless we draw a Vera's Favor, a Torch, Extract. Actually, Extract won't do it because I need 2 Shadow. I need multiple spells to be able to stop this onslaught of cheap units here. Oh, well, this 2/2 is not as big of a deal as this 2/1 here. There. Right on time. Let's go ahead and kill that. We do want to get rid of the Warcry trigger because we have quite a few removal spells that care about the unit's health. We have 4 extracts, 4 Vera's Favors, and also Stray into Shadow, which all cares about their health there. Ooh, alright. We really do hope to draw into Stray into Shadow. I guess, ask and you shall receive. Let's get rid of the Rally from his hand. Torch is fine too. I think I'm gonna go for the Quarry here. I need a removal spell that is cheap that I can play next turn, more so than I need Find a Way. Ideally, I get a 1 to 2 power. I get a 1 to 2 power removal spell, then we can play the Find a Way and the removal spell in the same turn, followed by Fire Sigil and Stray into Shadow on turn 5. Neither of this. So Extract is obviously the more powerful removal spell, but we can't play 2 spells in the same turn if we. Actually, I don't need to play. Yeah, I need the Vera's Favor more than I need the Extract because I need the 5th land. Right now, I have 4 power, and my 5th power from Find a Way is going to be a depleted one, so we can't play. Oh, actually, can we have done it? No, we couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it. Vera's Favor is perfect. We can play the Find a Way and the Vera's Favor, giving us the 6th land. And then turn 5 we Stray in the Shadows. Turn 6 we can go Mystic. Actually, turn 6 we can go Find a Way and Death Strike. And then on the following turn we can then Mystic Ascendant and Power Draw a card. I think my opponent's lost here. I think. Well, actually, he's. I don't know about that. He can do a lot of damage next turn. Because I have all 5 power that I need, I'm actually thinking of just. Yeah, reducing the amount of damage I take to the maximum. And this will increases the odds of my survival. I think the greedy play would have been to Find a Way and Vera's Favor and save the Vera's choice later, but we're taking a ton of damage from that 4/2. But this way, yeah, I wipe his board. He has a silenced 4/2 in his hand. I think this game is going to be ours. Yeah, this deck is pretty good against aggro. But then again, I got pretty lucky. I mean, I called the Vera's Favor on turn 2 and then called the Strange Shadow on turn 3, which is pretty ridiculous. So that was just lucky for us. We're going to save the Death Strike to kill the 4/2 when he plays it next turn, if he even can play it. But we're yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and use all our echoing Find a Way here because we do need the power for the Mystic Ascendant, and we didn't have enough mana for the Death Strike anyway. So I guess we're taking this no matter what happens. That's the worst case scenario. Him drawing Bandit Queen. Now we're dead to a Torch. Or sorry, now that we're dead to Obliterate. I think what we'll do is instead of playing the Mystic Ascendant, we're just gonna go ahead and favor one of these and Death Strike the other. What that'll do is it'll leave us still dead to a Torch, unfortunately, but there's nothing we can do about that at this point. He drew that Bandit Queen perfectly, which is actually really lucky that we did what we did a couple turns ago when we Vera's favored his 4/2, because if we didn't, he could have Bandit Queened us and we would have been absolutely destroyed. Yeah, so let's go ahead and Death to Shadow again. We're not gonna play the land because we have Mystic and Zen in play. So we're dead to a Torch, but we have a lot of life gain. We have a lot of Varus Favors, and we have a lot of Extracts. And even Zen and Auguries will be quite good. So we do have a lot of outs here. Torch is quite good. We'll keep the Torch in our hand. If he has a power and mixes a 6/5, that's most unfortunate. But oh, so he has a trick of some kind. Yep, he does. So he's gonna get blown out here. Once again, during combat, if there is a button that says continue, it means your opponent has a fast spell. If the button says fight, then it means your opponent doesn't have a fast spell. So this deck is very likely to have haste creatures. We're not gonna die to a random Bandit Queen, or even like a what do you call that thing? Centauri Brigand, the 3-mana 2/2 haste red creature, or sorry, charge red creature. I do kind of want to start attacking him. So look, what I'm doing is really stupid. I'm gonna play Strange Shadows and then attack him, leaving Death Strike up as a backup, because if I attack him now and he draws a Bandit Queen, then I do die to the attack. So this is kind of a overly safe play, I think, but I think it's warranted at this point. We are dead to a Torch though. At any given point he draws a Torch, we're dead. Any Obliterate, we're dead. So we were just playing to our outs right now. We need to draw a life gain spell, and we have to make very, very sure that he doesn't kill us with a haste creature. Let's see, we have a Death Strike in our hand, so basically this is it. He top decks a Torch or we win. One way or another, this game will be over. Yeah, one way or another. It's a 3 in 57 chance of beating us. So that's okay. We're whew, that game was close. We had a really, really good draw in the first few turns, and our opponent had a pretty good draw too. So I think that was pretty representative of how games go with super aggressive decks. This deck does have the tools to beat early game aggro, mid game, and late game. But the price that you pay, of course, is variance, because you need to draw the right portion of your deck. And in this game, we did draw the right portion of our deck, so we got pretty good. We got pretty lucky there. All right, let's go next game. I've been using this deck for a few days now. I was climbing ladder, and it got really tedious. I was supposed to do the gimmicky decks in the first half of every month. Not use it during the second half of the month when I'm trying to climb ladder, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna climb ranked too seriously this month. It's just too tedious and way too repetitive, and I'm just dying. I needed something fun to play, so here we are. This hand is very mediocre. We have a turn 2 Sabotage, which is not even that great. But ooh, drawing a turn 3 Extract really helps. Oh, so we're playing Armory. I'm actually okay with him Runehammering us, because we can just go ahead and kill the Runehammer with an Extract next turn. So I'm actually worried about the Smuggler Stash a little bit more. I think in this matchup, the games are going to go quite long into mid to late game. So getting rid of his probably 1 or 2 copies, I'm guessing, of Smuggler Stash is going to be very helpful to us. And because we already have an answer to his Runehammer in the Extract, I think we're okay leaving him with it. And we have nothing for him to hit with hammer anyway. His hammer will kill literally no unit in our deck, so no big deal. We need power. What we need is power and also card draw. So we'll pick... Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take the Seed of Chaos over the Sandstorm. Actually, Sandstorm Titan is pretty strong. And I do have another power in my hand. Whew, this is tough. Because the Sandstorm Titan prompts an answer, whereas the Seed of Chaos helps, but I think when he Runehammers us and we extract him, it's going to help us find the land that we need. This is a tough choice. I want to go ahead and take the Seed of Chaos, because we have a very good 6 and 7 drop, so risk not getting to them and missing them for a few turns, yeah, like I wouldn't have drawn a lands there, um so I would have missed a land drop already. Um, doesn't seem great. And his deck, I mean, the fact he hasn't played anything tells me that he probably has a whole bunch of removal spell in his hand as well, likely. So yeah, just reward it with another Sandstorm Titan. And yeah, had we picked the Sandstorm Titan there, we would have missed 2 land drops already, and we would have been at 4 power. Uh, and that would have been horrendous. And there we go. And we would have just lost the first Sandstorm Titan like that. So I think we have correctly played that out. We're perfectly okay letting that 2-1 hit us. We're still going to save the extract for his Rune Hammer, even though the Rune Hammer is not going to hit anything in our deck, really. We do need a way to get rid of it, because the problem is, if we use the extract on his 2-1 and he plays the Rune Hammer, we actually have no way to kill it for a while. So, oh, now we can just strip it. Even better. Let's see what he's got in his hand. He's got 2 torches. Torches are problematic when our life total matters, but we're just going to go ahead and take this Rune Hammer. Yeah, his hand is not great. So he missed land drops. He missed power for 2 turns now. So 3 of those cards, 2 torches, 1 hammer, and he just has 3 creatures. Yeah, he just has 3 units that he doesn't want to play. So most likely Throne Wardens because they cost 5. Maybe Ikaria because it costs 7. We're gonna go ahead and kill this. I can't just keep taking 2 forever. That does suck if he plays a much better unit. For example, Tavret. That is something that I have to think about. Maybe I should have saved it for Tavret, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. As far as we know, he doesn't. Oh, he can hammer plus torch and kill this. Wait, we have so few spells, and we're just gonna go ahead and draw a card. I do need to just draw more power. So we are gonna let him kill this with a hammer and a torch when he draws a power. But if he doesn't, he can't kill this. Oh, he has to use 2 torches to kill it. Oh, never mind. He just drew a sleigh. He just drew that one too, because we saw his hand a turn ago and he didn't have it. So he got pretty lucky there with that draw. With multiple power. So why don't we go ahead and extract first? That also means we have no way to kill. No, we don't have to. We don't worry about his hammer anymore because he's not going to be able to kill the moment of creation with his hammer anyway. Oh, there we go. That will kill him. That will kill his. We're not going to rush to last word here because he has 2 torches. The last word is just going to die anyway. The last word is going to be very good for killing Zakaria or Tavert though when he gets there. This is tough. Both of these are very good cards. I think I'll take the Seed of Mystery over the Search because with the Quarry, we're most likely going to be looking for power anyway. So now, if he plays a Tavert, we do have the ability to just go ahead and... if we draw a power, we can actually just last word it. Or we can make it 6/6 blocker. Nah, we'll just kill it. He's going to kill it with next turn with a hammer or with his torch, which is fine. I mean, we're just trading 2 for 1 here. It's card advantage. I don't need the last word to win. And last word is not going to be very good against Armory anyway, because they have too many ways to destroy it. Yeah, so we'll trade the hammer for it. That's fine. Next turn, we're not going to play the Moment of Creation because 6/6 is not that big. We're going to go ahead and Zen and Augury first. That leaves us with 5 power left, enough to play a lot of spells in our deck. We're going to take the Banish here. Go ahead and get more power out of our deck. This also passively thins out our deck, ensuring that improving our chances of drawing non-power cards, which is okay. It's not a great chance, but it's every little bit helps. Yeah, we're gonna banish it now instead of on our turn because now he won't be able to play another weapon to attack us because he's already used up his attack. So let's see if he has another Tavert here. He does, but we now have 9/9s, which he can't beat. So if he attacks us with Tavert, he is just going to throw Tavert away. And he needs 2 removal spells. We know that 2 of them are Torch, but we don't know what the other 4 cards are. So he could very well have drawn 2 removal spells. 2 Vanquish / Slay is very possible. No, but he doesn't. He's just going to throw Tavert away to get nothing. A lot of Armory decks actually misses these days just because there is not too many things for them to hit. They're playing less weapons, they're playing no Minotaurs usually. So now he's taking 10. So he used up both his torches that we know about I don't actually know any of the other cards in his hand. So let's see if he draws a removal spell. At this point, we can even raise Ikaria. And no unit in his deck can beat a 10/10. So, oh, actually, no, he has Maidens, which can beat the 10/10 here. But he looks like he has one more turn left to draw something, or he dies. We are out of gas, though. So if he kills this 10/10, we're going to be in top deck mode. The good news is we have quite a few good cards we can top deck. We have a lot of filtering. We have a lot of card draw. We're like Zen and Auguries are very good for filtering. Quarries are very good for filtering. Even extracts we can use. Oh, he's just playing it to survive one more turn. Oh, that's fair. So we're 14 power. We are flooded, massively flooded this game. So that's unfortunate for us. Yep, he has 2 more chances to hit something now. There we go, he found it. But now he's dead to most things, a lot of things we can draw, like Vera's Favor, for example. There you go. There's the extract that we need. And we also have, oh, there, the Vera's Favor. If we missed that extract, we would have killed him anyway. We are slightly lucky that game that he had no answers for both the creations for that long. But what you'll find as you play this deck more often is that on paper, paying 7 power for 2 units that has no ability seems really bad. But in actuality, when they're like 10/10, 15/15, I've had ones that are 30/30. But that's really late game against Chalice. Turns out most decks can't beat these cards. A lot of removal spells are quite conditional. Only the shadow and the multi-factioned time and shadow, primal, and justice removal can kill things that big. Every other removal spell is it does damage based on some kind of condition, like below a certain casting cost, does X number of damage, and checks for your power, checks for your, whether or not you're single factioned or not, and none of those will work. Only Vanquish, Aelin's Choice, Permafrost, and the shadow ones like Death Strike. But anyways, there's not too many removal spells that can kill it, and when you can get 2 of them in play at the same time, a lot of decks actually starts falling behind, and you'd be surprised at how many games you play 2 10/10s, you go, yeah, they'll kill it, whatever, they'll survive, but 2 or 3 turns later they die to it. It happens more often than you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Game number 3. Well, it's the 3rd game that I recorded, but I don't know if this is the 3rd game that you'll see on video on YouTube, because I am cherry picking these a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, 1 power, and it's not even one that I can use. Yeah, no, this is clearly a redraw. I have kept 1 power hands before when there's a bunch of power fixing, but this hand is missing time, but by turn 4 and 6, maybe we'll get into them. So let's just go ahead. We're gonna fire these off if my opponent has a control deck, because this deck cannot miss power drops. So there's the time that we need. So we don't need to play this turn. We can play turn 3 or even turn 5, because we have no turn 5 plays at the moment. And we also have 4 power. Whoa! I have never seen anybody use this card before in Constructed. I'm curious to see what he has in his hand. Oh, it's a Wump. It's a Wump Yeti deck. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. I think my opponent's deck is awesome already. I haven't seen the Wump yet, but I'm sure he has it. I'm a huge fan of this deck. I try to make it work once 1 month. Yeah, just a bunch of Yetis, Wump, Scouting Party. It's a sweet deck. I'm a big fan. So here, we're not gonna play... Now I regret not playing that Shadow, because I don't have enough power to play straight into Shadow. But I think my opponent would need a lot to get through a Sandstorm Titan. In those colors, what he needs is he needs an Obliterate, because Permafrost won't do it. So he can't attack me until he... Oh, he's gonna trade it with a Torch. No, I'm not gonna make that trade, because I can kill his entire board very soon with Stray and Shadow. So I'd rather be able to attack him here. So the problem is if I play Stray into Shadow, he actually gets to kill my Titan with a torch, which is kind of annoying. So let's just go ahead and double Vera's favor to make sure we have 7 power, so we can play Mystic Ascendant on the following turn. And this way, yep. Because he's going to be able to kill us with a torch anyway, next turn we are going to block his 3-2. Because then I basically lure a torch out of his hand, right? Whereas if I play straight into shadows, I kill his board, but he can torch me back and kill my Titan, which is actually a 2-for-3 trade. But this way, yeah, he goes 2-for-1 on my Titan here, which is fine. Which also makes it much more harder for him to kill my Mystic Ascendant. I'm not even going to use the Strange Shadow at this point, because there's nothing he has that I care about enough to use it on. Yep. My hand is excellent against an aggro deck like this. It's too bad my opponent hasn't drawn a lot of really relevant cards. The Yetis that he's drawn are quite weak. I mean, the Champion of Fury is fine, but I answered those quite well. Now he needs to draw some good cards. One of the cards that we worry about in his deck is Scouting Party, which lets him draw a lot of cards, but we already have the Strange Shadow in our hand, so that's pretty good for us. Yeah, he's not going to be able to kill this. Oh, it's going to be bigger than 5-5 very soon. Let's thin out our decks a little bit. So it's going to be a 6-6, 7-7, and if we kill something with Death Strike, it'll be an 8-8. And I don't think this deck can beat an 8-8. I mean, he can. 7-7 is probably hard enough to beat. It dodges Obliterate. He needs 2 Permafrost here, or he's going to die very quickly. There's the first one. Question is, does he have the second one? But every time I play something, we're like 2-for-1ing him, right? Like the Sandstorm Titan 2-for-1 him. The Vera's Favors are effectively 2-1, 2-for-1s because you get a card back. But then this is 2-for-1ing him. Yeah. My opponent is quickly running out of resources with a fairly early game deck against a very late game deck. So if we take the Obliterate here, he can't even kill my 7-7 next turn. He can crystallize it and buy 1 turn, but if you're using Crystallize to buy yourself 1 more turn, then you're losing pretty badly. Okay, draw 2 cards. That was a very good draw. My opponent has chosen not to use Obliterate and Torch to kill this on the previous turn, where he does have enough power to do so. So I think that's possibly a mistake on his part. I want to attack him first, give him the opportunity to block. We're in no rush here. We're the control deck, and we are firmly in control. Oh yeah, he can't beat the second Moment of Creation here. He's already exhausted his resources in the first one. He'll crystallize this turn, the best he can do. Unless he draws another Permafrost, but he'll die to the next one for sure. There's the Wump. I guess the question is, if he has drawn a Scouting Party, do we want to give him the opportunity to use it? And draw 4 cards off it right away? I think the answer is no. I'm going to go ahead and Death Strike this now. Because him drawing a whole bunch of cards increases his chance of drawing more Crystallizes to buy more turns, and also increases his chance of drawing Permafrost. Wait, he just discarded a Torch, right? So if we stray here and attack him, he shouldn't be able to kill this. Unless he's a second Torch in his hand. Yeah, let's just kill him. This gives me the kill unless he has something. And I think it's better than playing the second Moment of Creation here. Ooh, my son is crying. I'm gonna go check in on him. But yeah, I think my opponent's deck is sweet. His draw was very mediocre because, once again, you're kind of forced to play some very crappy units because of Wump. I think that's unfortunate. Yeah. As you can see, this deck is also very good against random brews, because when you have half of your deck being removal spells and filter, you do have a lot of answers for random brews like this. So this is one of the reasons why I really like playing control-ish based decks that has just a ton of removal spell. Because you're really just good because you're good against random stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go check in on my son there. See you next game. Let's play the next game. I actually just played a game that I didn't record that was really good, and it's unfortunate that I didn't record it. It was against Chalice, and it was a really good example of how sabotage and discard spells like Varus Choice on a Chalice deck is actually really effective. I took his turn. I turn one. I took his Chalice, his only Chalice, and then I killed his first couple of 1/1s and 2/1s with the Varus Favor, and then I Varus choiced a unit from his hand. And after that point, the Chalice deck had a really difficult time developing his board and coming back because he lost a lot of the value cards that he has. Like when you kill this hand's quite good. When you kill Amber Acolytes and Temple Scribes, they're actually and you take the Chalice, they actually run out of cards really quickly. Surprisingly, not what you expect from a Chalice deck. I have been, I think, 5 or 6 wins. I have a pretty high win rate with this deck, so I'm playing against some pretty high ranked players. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn 1 sabotage him. I do have turn 2, 3. Oh, hey! This deck's kind of like mine. A Strange Shadow does nothing. Annihilate can kill the, what is this? The Mystic. So I think we'll go ahead and take the Annihilate here. Yep, of course he. This is looking to me like a fairly slow controlling-ish deck, so it makes sense to me that he's just using his spells to grab power. I think I'll do the same thing. I know for a fact my deck needs a lot of power, so I don't mind burning it to get some power. His deck doesn't look like it's gonna have a ton of creatures, because he has Strange Shadows as well. So it's looking to me like a very slow controlling deck. Because he's not doing anything, I'm actually pretty happy not to play the Quarry. So this is something that I've said in one of my very old videos. Yeah, we'll go ahead and kill that. We'll go ahead and torch it, because I think the Banish has more things to hit in this deck. I suspect anyway. The Quarry, the later you play this card, the better it is going to be for you. Because just like if you play Magic and you use cards like Preordain and Brainstorm and Preordain and Ponder, the longer you wait, the more effective these cards become because you have more cards in hand, you have drawn through more of your deck, and you have a better grasp of the board position. Because a couple of turns ago, he has nothing in play, I have nothing in play. Playing a Quarry doesn't tell me what I need. Like, do I need a removal spell? Do I need a ramp spell? Do I need a power? I really don't know. So the longer you wait, the more value you get out of these cards. And in a game like this where I'm constantly hitting my land drops, I'm pretty happy holding it in my hand as well. So I think I'll fire this off now because I do think that on 6th or 7th turn I'm going to start having things to do. So at that point my 6th or 7th turn will be tied up. So this is why this is a good turn to start quarrying. We certainly don't need a Strange Shadow because he has one himself. And it's looking like he doesn't play that many units. He just plays these value units. So we're going to go ahead and play a Sandstorm Titan here. He's more than free to... Well, he has 2 Varus Favors we know about. He has Annihilate we took, and he has a Strange Shadow in his hand. So it's Strange Shadow plus 2 cards we don't know. We're going to extract him because we're going to hunt the third for an extra power, like that. The idea is we will play the Zeno's Gift next turn, and I think he'll concede. Otherwise, the Mystic Ascendant plus a power is also very effective. So against a slow control deck like this, Azendo's Gift pretty much ends the game. He has a handful of removal spells. He's going to discard a bunch of removal spells like Strange Shadows, Death Strikes, that kind of stuff, I think. So, or even just more power. Yeah, there's a Death Strike, and there's the Strange Shadow. So at this point, we're in a super good shape. He has no way to kill the Mystic Ascendant unless he top decks a removal. And every turn that goes by, we're just getting more and more value from this card. So we're in super good shape. Azendo's Gift really is a haymaker against any kind of slow controlling deck. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take this damage, and we're going to go ahead and Varus Choice this. In which case, well, actually, let's just kill it. Better killing it than letting him have another 4/4 in his hand. Yeah, we'll kill it now. We'll trade him 8 damage to 3 damage. I think this is a good trade. We're not blocking anyway. And there's no reason to use Varus Choice on this fairly weak 3-5. We will use it if he keeps it back for blocking, but right now we don't have any reason to use it. Yeah, so let's just Varus Choice him and draw a power, because then we can draw a card and grow the Mystic Ascendant. Yep, and then now we'll Varus favor this because we don't really want to trade our 10-10 with his Death Touch or Deadly guy. If he doesn't block here, he goes to 4, and he's 2 power away from using Iron's special ability. So I think it's unlikely that he'll get to activate it this game. We have a lot of things that we can draw that will kill him. And even if he activates it, nothing of his is big enough to block my 10-10 anyway, so... Oh wow, how lucky of him. He drew a Sandstorm Titan. But, I mean, that doesn't matter. We're still doing 10 damage to him. He has to chump block here. Yeah, let's see what we draw. Yeah, so he's just dead. Alright. Yeah, this, like I said, this deck can beat any other deck if you draw the right portion of your... Like, if you draw the right side of your deck. Like, luckily we didn't draw all removal spells because, you know, all removal spells would have been pretty bad against my opponent. But we drew the good half of our deck, and it was a very easy win. And Azento's Gift is also just pretty much unbeatable if you're playing against a slower deck. So, and we only have 1 copy in our deck, so we got pretty lucky drawing that one off. We have no way to really search for it. Although the deck does have a lot of different ways to filter and look at top 4 cards, pick one, that kind of stuff. So the deck has pretty good filtering, slightly reminiscent of the Magic Blue decks with Preordains and Ponders and Impulses and the like. But anyway, let's go to the next game.